I have the attic man, Mario Lopez. Mario, how are you?
Doing good, Jim. How are you?
I am living the dream. Thank you so much for joining me today here on the program. Hey, a question's come into the radio show, and you are our expert HVAC guy here on the program. It's kind of a simple question, but I bet a lot of people don't know the answer to this one. How often should I have my system serviced? What they mean is my HVAC system, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system. How often should someone in general have their system serviced?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the short answer is every 6 months. You
Mm,
definitely want to have your heating elements, whether it be a furnace or a heat pump, serviced before the weather starts to get cold, right? So sometime in the fall before winter, just to make sure that everything's ready to go and you're not going to have any costly major breakdowns happen during the winter. And then you want to do the air conditioning side sometime before the summer, right? Especially if you live somewhere where it gets really hot, 100 degrees plus. Having a maintenance performed on your AC, making sure that the refrigerant levels are good, that your filters are clean, that all of your electrical connections are tight, and your safeties are in working order. You're able to prevent a lot of costly breakdowns and an inconvenience of having an air conditioner go out on a 100-degree plus day. So definitely every 6 months. As a system ages, you may want to do it more, right? A lot of times companies run specials or you can get on a maintenance plan for 10, 15, $20 a month and call them up and have them come out and do a checkup on it. It's really beneficial for the lifespan and the performance of the system.
I would agree with that. If it's brand new, twice a year. Going into some older years is kind of like an older vehicle, or even as a human, as people get older, there's more things that creep in, so you may go to the doctor more often for some checks, some blood tests, and some overall checkups. And I would say, certainly you need to have it looked at on a regular basis. Some people may wait a couple of years before they do anything, but I'll tell you that's a mistake because there's maintenance required. Even something as simple as cleaning the coils, right?
Yeah, and I think it's important to understand that these things are different from cars, right? There's not oil to change, or there's not spark plugs to change and things of that nature. It's more of a cleaning and an inspection, right? So cleaning coils is a big one because the number one cause of breakdowns on units can usually be reduced down to poor airflow, and that airflow can be inhibited by a dirty filter. Or if the filter's been dirty long enough and debris makes it past that filter, then it starts to build up on your coils. Your outdoor unit has coils on it, refrigeration coils, similar to a car's radiator, where you need good airflow running over those coils for that system to run appropriately. And your indoor unit has coils as well. So you have coils on both sides, and you really want to make sure that all of those coils are clean. You can have good airflow through those. That's going to definitely increase the efficiency and lifespan of your system.
The coils on the inside unit have a filter before it, but on the outside, there really is no filter, right?
Yeah, that's correct. The outdoor unit, the way it works, there's a fan on top. So when that fan turns on, it's pulling air over those coils on the outside of that unit, and then that air is blowing up and coming out the top of the unit. So there is no filter on that outdoor unit. All of these brands have sort of a metal casing around them,
Mm.
which sort of acts as a filter because that can catch big items, but a lot of things can still make it past that. So during a maintenance, making sure the outside of the unit is cleaned off, and then actually opening up the unit, taking the sides off, and hosing it is a big one also. So you definitely want to make sure all the coils have really good airflow and are not inhibited in any way.
I recommend having Mario and his team come out and do that for you versus doing it yourself. Everything should be powered down, and you really need to be careful of cleaning the outdoor coils to begin with, uh, because the fins, if you damage them, and you can do that with just a hose with too much pressure, it's not going to be as efficient. It'll start up again. It'll run, but it won't run as well. And so over time when you damage things like that, it's like having a dirty coil at that point. It's not able to move the air across as well. It's also dangerous as, high voltage. If the fan cranked up because you didn't turn it off, that's not a good thing if you got it open. There's just a lot of reasons why it makes sense to have a qualified technician come out. Plus, they're going to see things you may not know about. They might be measuring refrigerant that's off a little bit, and that's an indication. It shouldn't be off. It shouldn't just evaporate. It means there's probably a leak somewhere, which then the guys over at Attic Man can investigate. They might be able to fix that pinhole leak. You may need some more work like new coils, and they can always pump up a little more refrigerant in there to get you going.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's a common thing we come across. It's a great point. Air conditioning system or refrigeration system is a closed system. So when that system is installed, hopefully whoever installed it appropriately charged it with the right amount of refrigerant. We've seen that before where you do a maintenance and it's actually, an ounce or 2 ounces lower than where it needs to be. And that would be like driving your car low on oil, right? Yeah, the refrigerant charge is very important to the performance of the system. So if you say you have a 3-year-old system, we come out and it's 2-3 ounces low, you might not have a leak. That might just be an indication that whoever installed it didn't put the right amount in it from the beginning. And while the system has been working, you haven't been getting the true efficiency out of it. And if that's the case, we do a quick leak check and we don't find any leaks, and we can come to the conclusion that it was never charged appropriately from the beginning. And we just add in 1 or 2 ounces in that situation. That fixes the problem, and you're going to increase your lifespan. So, any little things like that a typical homeowner might miss, a professional qualified technician will be able to find and address those things up front before they snowball and turn into bigger issues down the road.
Mario, as always, thank you so much for joining me and being the expert here on Check a Pro Radio. All of Mario's information is located in the notes of this podcast. Please check it out there and check him out. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jim. Talk soon.